Have you ever heard of a battle so epic it changed the course of European history forever? A clash of empires where the fate of a continent hung in the balance. Today, we're diving deep into the year 1683 and the legendary Siege of Vienna. This isn't just a story of cannons and cavalry, it's a tale of desperation, incredible courage, and an alliance that defied all odds. Picture this, it's the summer of 1683. The mighty Ottoman Empire, one of the most powerful forces on the planet, stands at the gates of Vienna. Leading them is the Grand Vizier, Mustafa Pasha. His army is immense, a sprawling city of tents, soldiers, and siege engines, numbering well over 100,000 men. Their goal to capture the jewel of the Habsburg Empire, the city of Vienna, and open the gateway into the heart of Europe. Inside the city walls, the situation is grim. The Viennese are outnumbered, their supplies are dwindling, and the relentless Ottoman bombardment is taking its toll. The city's commander, Count Ernst Rüdiger von Starhemberg, is a man of iron will, but even he knows that without help, Vienna is doomed. For 2 long months, the people of Vienna endure starvation, disease, and constant fear. The Ottoman sappers, elite miners, dig tunnels beneath the city walls, planting explosives to breach the defenses. Every day is a struggle for survival, with fierce fighting erupting in the tunnels and on the crumbling ramparts. The defenders fight with everything they have, knowing that the fall of their city means the fall of their world. As Vienna teeters on the brink of collapse, a desperate call for help echoes across Europe. The Holy Roman Emperor, Leopold I, had fled the city, but he worked tirelessly to assemble a relief force. The Pope called for a new Holy League, urging Christian kingdoms to unite against the common threat. The response was slow and uncertain. The fate of Vienna, and perhaps all of Christendom, rested on one question: would help arrive in time? The answer came from the north. A charismatic and battle-hardened king heard the plea. John III Sobieski, King of Poland and Grand Duke of Lithuania, rallied his forces. He was a brilliant military commander, and he understood the stakes, forging an alliance with German princes and the emperor's troops. He assembled a diverse relief army. This wasn't a single, unified force, but a coalition of Poles, Austrians, Bavarians, Saxons, and others, all marching under one banner to save Vienna. The march was grueling. They had to cross mountains and forests, racing against the clock. Back in Vienna, the situation was critical. The Ottoman miners had finally succeeded in creating massive breaches in the city walls. A final, all-out assault was imminent. The defenders were exhausted, their numbers decimated. It seemed like the end was near. Then, on the morning of September 12, 1683, the defenders of Vienna looked up to the Kahlenberg Heights overlooking the city. What they saw must have felt like a miracle. The entire hillside was covered with the banners and armor of the relief army. Sobieski had arrived. The sight sent a surge of hope through the weary Viennese and a wave of shock through the Ottoman camp. Mustafa, confident in his victory, had failed to properly fortify his rear. It was a fatal mistake. What followed was one of the largest and most decisive cavalry charges in history. Sobieski, leading from the front, gave the order to attack. The Polish Winged Hussars, the elite heavy cavalry of their time, were the tip of the spear, clad in steel armor and adorned with their iconic feathered wings designed to intimidate the enemy. They thundered down the hills. Imagine the sight and sound of nearly 20,000 horsemen, a tidal wave of steel and courage, crashing into the Ottoman lines. The charge was devastating. It smashed through the Ottoman ranks, sowing chaos and panic. The battle raged for hours across the entire plain, but the momentum was with the coalition. The Ottoman army, caught between the charging relief force and the now reinvigorated defenders, sallying from the city, completely collapsed. Grand Vizier Mustafa, seeing his army disintegrate, had no choice but to order a retreat. The siege was broken. The aftermath was stunning. The coalition forces entered a liberated but ravaged Vienna. The Ottoman camp, abandoned in haste, was a treasure trove of riches, supplies, and exotic goods. The victory was absolute. The threat to Central Europe had been vanquished. For his role, King John Sobieski was hailed as the savior of Vienna and Western Christendom. He famously paraphrased Julius Caesar in a letter to the Pope, writing, Veni, vidi. Deus visit I came, I saw. God conquered. The Battle of Vienna in 1683 was a major turning point. It marked the beginning of the end for the Ottoman Empire's expansion into Europe and heralded the rise of the Habsburgs as the dominant power in the region. It showed that when faced with a common existential threat, the often divided nations of Europe could unite and achieve the impossible. This incredible story is a testament to the power of courage, leadership, and unity. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of hours, hope can arrive on the horizon, sometimes with the thunderous sound of 20,000 horses. Thanks for joining us on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into history. Let us know in the comments what other epic battles you'd like us to cover. See you next time.